Commissioner of the TRSBA, the one and only Tim Wilshire here for a TRSBA Season 26, Episode 1 of this. I can't believe that we're in the 26th season. That is absolutely crazy. Without any further ado, let's get started. Let's get started indeed. Bit rusty. Okay, TRSBA Season 26, Episode 1. What are we going to talk about today? Just want a bit of an update on some news, that type of thing. So we'll see exactly where we like to start. Probably the top 24 players. Let's just go through that. So Luka Doncic at number 1. That's amazing that Luka is the first player. I'm just going to pause that just for a second there. Come on. Yeah, number 2 is Giannis. Number 3 is Tatum, which is he's expected to have a good year. Good start for him. Good start for Steph Curry. Ja Morant at number 5. He's just, this guy is taking over the world, I would say. So that's Ja. Trae Young at number 6. Nikola Jokic at number 7. Number 8, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, doing very, very well. Pascal Siakam. This is a bit of a surprise. We'll talk about that later. But number 9, KD, the Slim Reaper. Yeah, he's always someone to watch. As is Kyrie Irving, and Devin Booker at number 11. LeBron at 13. Donovan Mitchell 14. Probably playing a little bit better than expected. De'Aaron Fox. Now here's one guy definitely playing better than a lot of people expected. It was Joel Embiid. I was nearly going to put this guy on my bus list. It's pretty borderline at the moment, but still 39.2 fantasy points a game can't be sneezed at. Anthony Davis 39, James Harden 38, was a lot higher, but it's a very good start for a lot of these guys. Rozier, until he got injured, 38 fantasy points a game. Lillard, has come back after the bad season, but Paulo Banchero, the rookie at number 21, we'll talk about that. That's a bit of a surprise. DeJounte Murray in the 22, despite playing with Trae Young. Tyrese Halliburton, we knew that he was going to be good this year, and Jimmy Butler as well. Top 24 players. Let's just talk about the Utah Saints. They have a dilemma. A bit of a dilemma. They have favorites. They have a 3-1 start, but there's a dilemma because they decided to sign Tyler Hero. So Tyler. And then a hero comes alive. So this is an interesting move that he'd do this now. It sort of closes some of the options here for Dennis. But he's always when you're the best team, it's always very hard to fit everyone under the salary cap. At the moment, Trey Young has not resigned with the Utah Saints. I'm not sure. So I'm not sure what he's going to do, but I'm sure there's a plan of some description. I'm not sure. Also, eggs Benedict Maverin, or I think he will likely make the rotation. I don't think he's actually been signed yet. Let me just check on that. I just wanted to make sure I had that right because this guy was picked number 11 in the TRSBA draft, is still unsigned as we stand right now. But instead, they've signed Anthony Melton. I'm not sure they must, and they've obviously got rid of Baisley. So no, not Baisley. Who did they get rid of then? I thought they got rid of Baisley anyway. Um, Still got OG Ananobi. That was an interesting that they re-signed him. They've got three potential contracts to sign. Trey Young will be over 4.7, so that would put them over the cap if they try to resign him. Magaporta Jr., Jalen Williams. So I'm not sure what these guys are going to do. It's going to be very interesting. Zion is back. We'll talk about him in a second. I'm not going to sort of play his music just yet. John Morant is obviously outstanding, as is SGA. They're underrated. He's underrated, SGA, that's for sure. On to the Alabama depth being exposed. Hef? The issue with these guys have got is LaMelo Ball and Brandon Ingram are missing a fair bit of time at the start of the season, and they're very thin, razor thin at the moment with 11 players on the roster that are signed, which is, I don't know if that's even legal. But they start the season 1-3, which is not a great start. They are the champions. They've won it a few times. Russell Westbrook has got a 4-year contract, and this guy's fucking shit at the moment. He's one of the worst players in TRSBA history in this season, I think. Can Hef get out of this jam? Can he trade his way back to the top? Because you can't you can't win these sort of championships with just Durant and Jokic. I don't know how they can do it. You can't just do it with two people. Other guys have got to play, and hopefully these guys, LaMelo and Ingram, come back. Missing a fair bit of time in October, that's for sure. Also, Tobias Harris is another shit player. I'm not sure what he's doing there. The rise of the nerds. This is the story. This is what's been happening. Zeus, DeMar DeRozan. So Zeus and Harden off to great starts this year. But also, one of the biggest surprises to me is the return of a good play by John Collins. If I can get him on here. Collins. So the rise of the nerds, Zinger, I don't know, he's sort of stepping up a bit, but we'll talk about him later. The bench play, though, for the most part, has been solid. They are unbeaten. They've got off to a 4-0 start, have the nerds. The OC double doubles, this was another team that really looking like they were, contenders. They certainly are. Behind the great play of Kyrie Irving.
What's your name again? What? Irving. Irving Zisman.
Yeah, so Wagner playing really, really well at the moment off the bench.
That's about it, Lieutenant Wagner. Wagner. Not Wagner. Wagner.
So very good. But don't forget about the Barbarians. Okay, we've got Tatum, all in the top 10. I mean, Pascal, this guy, what an absolute weapon. Who's my...
They're our favourites because they're the perfect balance of creamy caramel and delicious chocolate.
Delicious chocolate eclairs, just part of our huge Pascal range. What's your favorite Pascal?
So I think Barb's favourite Pascal is Siakam. Still undefeated. I think they're 4-0, high averages, solid depth. They've got a few of the Bogdanoviches, I think. But Lillard is back as well. And this is despite Bam struggling. So we'll talk about Bam a little bit later. But don't forget about the Barbarians. They are an elite team looking very, very good. San Francisco. Are they surprised that they're undefeated at 4-0? This is really interesting. San Francisco.
San Francisco versus Disco.
Halliburton.
It goes real slow, but it always wins the race. Oh God, it's a briefcase.
The briefcase Halliburton, loading up the gold. Fox, Sabonis, Wendell, and Vooch. Barnes being a great sixth man. I think the bench, can they get exposed at some later date? Because after Barnes, I can't see much going on there on that roster. I like Sabonis. I like Wendell. Yeah. And who's next after? So the other thing, the East look very even early. Let's just look at the East here. The Predators. The Predators have got Joel Embiid, certainly been there. And Nurkic, they've got some really good depth there. If you just have a look at their team at the moment, Paul George, I think, is there as well. Banchero will get to him because he has been absolutely exceptional. The Predators probably they could end up second in here in the East quite easily. Bradley Beal, Zach LaVine, so they've got some really good power in that starting lineup, and on the bench just need a bit of improvement. But what a starting five there that they've got. Wolfhounds, I thought these guys were tanking, but it's very early. They might still be tanking. Giddy, again, already injured. I'm a bit worried about Giddy this season. Hopefully he doesn't out for too long. Lauri Markkanen has been their best player by far. He's been really good. Jaden McDaniels, Jalen, so both of the McDaniels have landed there. Cameron Johnson's good. Are they playing? I think they might be. They got the Snipers first, so they could get the first in any case. So they've got 4 first-round picks to add to this roster. They've got a good chance of getting either, fuck off Henderson or the hippie bus. So they've got a good chance of getting him, especially with that Snipers pick. So we'll get to that. The Bulls, we've spoken about how rough they've been. The Jaguars, we like what Vassell's been doing. Kuzma started off pretty well. CJ McCollum's doing CJ McCollum things. JV has come over and he's been quite decent as well, as he was expected. The Lions, both struggling a bit there. But don't discount the Lions. The Butchers, this is a team that has really gone in the wrong direction, I think. Let's just have a quick look at their roster. Why are they fucking up? Towns has taken a hit. Capella's taken a hit. Butler getting older. Cole Anthony, why is he starting? DeJounte Murray, definitely their best player at the moment. He's really good. The bench, Jamal Murray's taking a while to come back. Miles Turner, I think he'll start doing. Ben Simmons, definitely a bust as well. I'd have to see where he was ranked, but he's definitely a bust. Talking about busts, I think, here we go. Jordan Poole at 115. Kawhi Leonard is at 114. I think Ben Simmons was about 120, by the way. Evan Mobley at 99. I expected him to be in the top 50. Zion expected to be in the top 15. He's currently 37. Bradley Beal expected to be in the top 30 is 55. Zinger in the top 30, 60th. Bam usually in the top 30, 67. Scotty Barnes, I'd expect to be in the top 60, number 81. So those are some of the busts there. I think Zion, I wouldn't worry about him too much at this stage.
Zion, Zion. Zion, 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 Zion.
I'd certainly be worried about Kawhi Leonard. He has not shown that he's recovered from the injury. He's missed a lot of games already, and he's not playing a lot of minutes. I don't think he's going to have a good season. So he's a bust. Some surprises. Siakam, we mentioned. Fox was another one. Rozier, of course. He's a surprise, but injured at the moment. But Banchero, or my little nickname is Pennywise.
Do you want a balloon tour, Georgie? Oh, well, I'm Pennywise the dancing clown.
Pennywise. I think he started off with like 5 or maybe 6 20-plus point games. So that's a really good start for Banchero. Markkanen has been huge. Kevin Porter has 36. Wow, that is really, really good. Cousin Kev.
Cousin It, you're losing your hair.
He's right. Without his hair, what is he?
Not sure if there's I think there might be about it, is it? Oh, yeah, other transaction highlights. Let's just go through this. I just noticed the Saints managed to sign Melton. So a great signing there for Dennis. I'm not sure how long that lasts. Luca got an extension. Let's just have a look at what that extension is for the TRSBA's best player at the moment. Let's see what the double-double was paid for this guy. And yes, it's a 9.5, 8.8, 9.7. So he's just got a 2-year deal at 8.8 and 9.7. Trey Mann gets a Nerd's contract. Well done to Trey Mann. There he is there. Hurricanes waive Mark Williams. And this was a strange one because Mark Williams was drafted in the 2nd round. So he probably was really a first-round draft pick that slipped to number 18 in the draft. So you can actually have this guy without even playing him on your roster until January 2024. But now he's in a bidding war on the free agent bench when he had some sort of trade value. So that's quite interesting that Mark Williams would get waived. We already spoke about Hero's extension. Bol being signed by the Tigers. Now he's been a bit of a surprise this year, Bol. Career highs for Jar, for Siakam, for Vassell and Sengun. So these guys have all got their career highs this year. Lillard signed an extension with the Barbs. Keldon and Wiggins also signed extensions. And I think that might be it. So that's just been a bit of a wrap-up show. This is TRSBA Season 26, Episode 1, Commissioner Tim Wilshere. And it's been an exciting start to the season. Bit of fluff there from Murphy. Exciting start to the season. I think it's been enjoyable that the NBA is back. It's good to see a lot of players playing really, really well. I think Luke has been really, I can't imagine how I think Luka, in my mind, deserving of the favorite for MVP. He's definitely one to watch throughout the year. Giannis people always forget how good Giannis is sometimes. I think Trae Young has still shown that he's one of the best. He's just awesome, especially in counting stats. Yeah, I don't know if there's too many other surprises there that I see at the moment. But anyway, that's been a first edition of the season for Commissioner Tim Wilshere. Thanks very much, guys. We'll upload this, and any questions, any comments, come and talk to me later. Bye.